Ravenwood Manor stood alone, on a hill overlooking Siliguri, a brooding manor shrouded in mist. Its windows were dark eyes staring into the valley. Locals whispered tales of its troubled past. The manor had been empty for decades. No one dared to enter. Some said it was cursed, others haunted. Its shadow fell long over the town, a constant reminder of the secrets it held. It was a Friday, the end of the school year. 4 friends, bored and restless. They were drawn to the manor like moths to a flame. There was Rohit, the bold one, leading the way. Priya, the skeptic, trying to mask her fear. Anjali, the quiet one, observing everything. And Vikram, the joker, trying to lighten the mood. They made a pact to explore the manor, a dare sealed with laughter that would soon turn to screams. The air grew cold as they neared the manor. The laughter died down, replaced by an unsettling silence. The only sound, the crunch of their footsteps on the overgrown path. They pushed open the creaking door. The smell hit them first, musty and damp. Like the air inside had been stale for 100 years, dust motes danced in the weak light. Filtering through cracks in the walls, a low whisper seemed to follow them as they stepped inside. They moved cautiously through the darkened rooms, each one covered in dust and cobwebs. Furniture lay rotting, eaten away by time. The air was heavy, with an eerie silence, broken only by their own footsteps. Suddenly they heard it, a floorboard creaking. Above them, footsteps, slow and deliberate, moving across the floor. They froze, holding their breath, listening intently, but there was nothing except the echo of their own fear. They continued exploring, their unease growing. Each room seemed colder, more oppressive than the last. They came to a room at the end of a hallway, bathed in an unnatural light. Curiosity overrode their fear. They stepped inside. The room was a library. Bookshelves lined the walls, filled with ancient leather-bound volumes. In the center of the room, a table, and on it a single lantern, flickering gently, as if it had just been lit. As they approached the table, Vikram tripped, knocking over a book. It fell open to a portrait of a young woman. She was beautiful, but with a haunting sadness in her eyes. Suddenly, the lantern on the table flickered, plunging the room into darkness. For a moment, only the woman's eyes seemed to glow. Then the light returned, and the portrait was just a portrait again. But they couldn't shake the feeling that the woman's eyes had followed them. Shaken, they decided to leave. As they turned to go, they heard a noise coming from the library. It was a low moan, growing louder into a blood-curdling scream. They whirled around and gasped. The portrait of the woman, her mouth was open as if she were the one screaming. Her eyes burned with a fiery intensity. Terror lent them speed. They didn't hesitate, didn't look back. They ran through the darkened halls, stumbling, falling, but never stopping. The screams followed them, echoing through the empty manor. They burst out of the manor into the cool night air, not stopping until they reached the safety of the town below. They didn't speak of what they had seen, what they had heard. Years later, Rohit found an old newspaper clipping. It was about Ravenwood Manor and its tragic history. The woman in the portrait was named Annika. She had died in the manor on a stormy night. She had been a painter. Her studio, the library. The article mentioned a fire in her studio the same night she died. But the fire had been contained to the library. Rohit understood. They hadn't seen a ghost. They had seen an echo, a memory burned into the very fabric of the manor. The tragic, haunting memory of Annika the painter.